I can conveniently pay for my utility bills, my son's Cartoon Network on DSTV, and renew my internet services package. I can securely send my sweet mother her monthly allowance by simply transferring funds from my bond account into hers. I can also pay the gardener through any of the mobile money platforms available. I can verify if the check to the vendor has cleared. Now let me guess my sister is here at time so I can peacefully go back to sleep. With Bond Mobile app, you can do your banking anywhere. Download the Bond Mobile app on Apple Play Store or Google Play Store today. Bond, your success, our passion.
Everybody, or good afternoon. As they've said already, my name is Samira Ali. Let's say I'm here to speak to you or to have a chat with you about carving a unique path or creating a unique path for yourself, like I have done. I can only share with you what I have been through. Everybody's path will be unique. Everybody's path will be different. Your background is different from my background. So I'll only tell you how I got to where I am now. If you have any lessons, you pick from that, and then I'll give you a few pieces of advice. This is not a long session, so I'm not going to speak for too long. So first, I went to St. Rose's Secondary School. We've not been in the quiz very much, but it's still a good school, so I'm proud. And from there, I did general science. So from there, I went to the Regional Maritime University. How many have heard of that school? Okay. So former Nautical College is what it's called. And I did BSc Electrical Electronics Engineering. And then I did my national service in the Ghana National Petroleum Corporation, GNPC. So for a year, I started learning afresh everything concerning the petroleum industry, and it was quite new because I did electrical electronics, and the difference was a bit great. So I had to note down everything that I heard, every little detail I put down. And then through that, I developed an interest in something I did, but also in oil and gas industry, which was remotely operated vehicles. Basically, a remotely operated vehicle is like a robot, but it works in water. It's not a submarine, so you don't sit inside to go in the water. It's outside, and then you operate it from a separate unit. But it works in deep water, up to about 3,000 meters of water. So my job is to operate it and to maintain it. So maintenance is where my electrical electronics came to be. The electrical part, electronics, and even hydraulics, I had to learn on the job. And then navigation, basically. So that's my profile. And I want to share 3 lessons that I have learned for myself and I think will be helpful to all of you. The first thing is never stop learning. And learning doesn't only come through formal education and being in school or whatever. Right now I'm studying online by myself. You can do that too. It doesn't matter if you are in school or out of school. There are a lot of resources online that you can use. There are a lot of websites like there's edx.org, edx.org, or Coursera, or there's one called Future Learn. That includes even the humanities, if you're interested. So never stop learning. Keep reading. Read anything you find. read billboards, newspapers, articles, magazines. It opens your mind. I don't know how to describe it, but it makes you more easily adaptable in certain places. You can have any conversation because you have read so much, you have a small idea about any topic. You don't have to stick to your niche. Okay, I'm doing political science, so I only read things relating to politics. No. You can read about accounting, you can read about science, you can read about anything else. Just keep reading and keep learning so that you build yourself. And it's not just for yourself, it will help you to help the world as well. And the second thing I want to tell you is that you need to create a focus point for your life, and you need to be true to that focus. Sometimes people will say, oh, I don't know what I want to do, I don't know where I want to be. It's not strange. We all go through that phase. I have been through that phase. So my solution was I went on WhatsApp and sent a message to all my closest friends and said, okay, what do you think I do best? Because at a point I wasn't sure. They say, oh, follow your passion, follow your passion. Sometimes you don't even know what that passion is. So I sent a message to my friends. What do you think I'm good at? What do you see me doing very well? Because it was hard for me to see it myself. So they sent me messages. These are people who hadn't sat down and talked about me or anything. They are very close friends of mine, but I sent it to them on WhatsApp, so they have no idea that I've asked other people. They sent the results, and I realized a pattern in their answers. So that's one way you can figure out, okay, so my friends say I'm good at this or that. And then you sit down and then meditate on it yourself. Figure out the times in your life when those things they say you like to do, when did you do them? In what situation were you that made you do those things? That is one way I found useful in determining what I like or my passion or what I think I like to do for the world, for myself. So that's one thing. So pick a focus point. Maybe you want to be a pilot, or you want to be something in future. The how you don't know. You cannot say that for now, and that is a fact. Just make sure that every day of your life, even if it's 1 hour or 30 minutes, do something that will make you get closer to that goal. Let's say you want to be a pilot, for example. You don't know, okay, I don't know if I will go through the military, go through Air Force, or enter a flight school. My parents don't have the money. Don't think about that for now. Start learning things relating to piloting. One day you will be able to use what you've learned to get to that point that you want to go to. So don't worry about the how. Just think about the where, and then do something every day that will lead you to that point. If you want to be a lawyer or anything at all you want to be, just every day pick a certain small goal and try to achieve it. There's this book I read called Eat That Frog. It's by Brian Tracy. It's about time management and making a checklist of your goals and every day doing something to achieve something. It's a very good book. I recommend that each of you reads it. Eat That Frog. It's not a literal frog. The frog he's referring to is that one big goal that you have to achieve and how to achieve it. So he gives a whole checklist of how to do that. Okay, and my third point to you is that I know some people may not want to hear it, but do it for yourself. Anything you do concerning your career path, your path to success, do it for yourself. You know, okay, sometimes some parents will say, oh, I want you to be a doctor, or You are going to be a lawyer, no questions. If it doesn't make you happy, you will become the lawyer and you'll be a lousy lawyer. If it doesn't make you happy to be a doctor and your parents say you are going to medical school no matter what, you will be a lousy doctor. Don't force yourself into a situation where you will not be happy because it will haunt you for the rest of your life. So anything you do concerning decisions about your life, your path to success, make sure you are making that decision based on what makes you happy. I hope I'm clear. It's a very important point because I've seen people go through it and it's not nice. So I said I'll make sure I tell you so that at least from here, I wish somebody had told me some of these things when I was your age. I may not have taken certain paths that I did. But the truth is, no matter what happens, fate always comes through. If you are supposed to do something, maybe you take a wrong decision and go around in circles, but whatever you are supposed to do will happen. But if you don't want to extend it or lengthen it, just make sure that you follow the path that your heart desires, not what your parents desire, not what your friends say, but what you want. And I already gave you tips on how to find out about what makes you happy. I used my friends. Your method may be different. So those are the 3 major things I wanted to tell you. But one more thing is, don't waste your time. Every day you have, 24 hours. You sleep most of it. But you also need to do something useful with the rest of the time in the day. Like I said, I'm learning online. I take about an hour or 2 a day, go through my modules. You can do the same thing if you want. Or you can read a book, read a chapter of a book every day. Just utilize your time wisely. Something that will make you better, not Facebook 2 hours, Instagram 30 minutes. That's a waste of time. It's not bad to go on social media. It's useful, but don't spend too much time doing those things. Spend a lot of time doing things that will take you to that place you want to go, which is your ultimate goal. That's all I have to share today. I hope I helped somebody. I hope you learned something. And if you have any questions for me, I'd be happy to answer. Thank you.
Oh, you can do it better. It's time for questions.
Does that mean everything is good or... Someone has a question? One challenge. Oh, one challenge. My biggest challenge was I didn't know exactly what I wanted to do in the beginning. Because I studied general science, went to study electrical electronics, and I did electrical electronics because I felt, oh, if I wanted to go into another field, it would be easier. If I wanted to go into mechanics, I knew I wanted to work with machines, but I didn't know exactly what. So I knew, okay, if I do mechanical engineering, maybe I can do electrical later. And it's actually more difficult to shift from pure mechanics into electrics. So I felt that was the better option, so that in case I want to divert, it would be easier. Because at first I wanted to be a lab technician, and then I wanted to be a lawyer, I don't know where that came from. Then I wanted to be, no, doctor wasn't part. I wanted to be an astronaut. And then I wanted to be a pilot. And then when I got my job, my mother told me, you didn't tell God what kind of pilot you wanted to be. Because instead of piloting in the air, now you're piloting in water. So that was my biggest challenge. I didn't know exactly what I wanted to do. But I've somehow found myself in a place where I am happy and I like it very much. So.
Any other questions, please? What I learned today was 3 lessons on carving a unique path. Never stop learning. You can study online all by yourself, and then keep reading to build yourself. Last week, you heard something like that, read, read, read. And also, anything you do concerning your career path, do it for yourself, and do what makes you happy. No matter what happens, faith always comes true. And also, don't waste your time. Do something useful and utilize your time wisely. Thank you very much, Ms. Ali, for that insightful talk.
Is that it?
Oh, you can do it better. Or you didn't enjoy it. Then clap. Thank you very much for staying with us. And once again, our session was sponsored by Bond Savings and Loans and RMG Ghana Limited. Thank you very much.
I can conveniently pay for my utility bills, my son's Cartoon Network on DSTV, and renew my internet services package. I can securely send my sweet mother her monthly allowance by simply transferring funds from my Bond account into hers. I can also pay the gardener through any of the mobile money platforms available. I can verify if the check to the vendor has cleared. Now let me guess my sister is here at time so I can peacefully go back to sleep. With Bond mobile app, you can do your banking anywhere. Download the Bond mobile app on Apple Play Store or Google Play Store today. Bond, your success, our passion.